Every single minute you have been watching this video, the world has borrowed another $1 million. Yup, no exaggeration. In fact, the world's total debt right now is around $250 trillion, which is 2.5 times bigger than the entire global economy. Just to put that in perspective, if you start calculating 250 trillion or start counting 250 trillion, it would take you almost 8 million years. But here's what bugs me. Who do we exactly owe this money to? Where is this money actually coming from? And how can every country, right beginning from United States to India to Japan, be at debt at the same time? Let's break this entire thing down in this episode of Deb This Side. The idea of debt started with wars. When World War II started, countries needed billions to build weapons, feed their soldiers, maybe to rebuild cities. They didn't had that kind of money. So they borrowed. They issued something called the bonds. It is just a government's fancy way of saying, hey, lend me the money right now and I'll pay you back later with interest. They said this to the public. People trusted their governments and they bought bonds and it worked. So after the wars ended, governments started saying, wait, why stop? They started borrowing for peacetime stuff too, like highways, schools, and even election promises. By the end of this year, the global public debt has touched around $98 trillion, which is around 94% of global GDP. Borrowing became the new normal. Then came COVID. Economies crashed, jobs vanished, and the government had only two options: either to let the people struggle or borrow more money and keep the systems alive. You already know what they chose. According to IMF, the world is set to cross around $100 trillion in public debt. And this is without including corporate and household debt. Once the countries got used to printing and borrowing money, it became like a sugar crush. Every year they needed more money for recovery packages, subsidies, wars, aging population, and whatnot. It's not like that they are being reckless, they are just addicted. Debt buys time and it keeps things normal. But here's the thing, debt always comes with a bill. The World Bank says that developing countries paid around $443 billion just in debt repayment last year. That is more than what they paid in healthcare and education combined. In India, for example, around 25% of our national budget goes into debt repayment. In countries like Ghana, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, those numbers have crossed 50%. That's when IMF lands with rescue packages. But those rescue packages also have got strings attached. Privatize assets, cut subsidies, raise taxes. Basically, the medicine often hurts more than the disease itself. Now, here's where it gets spicy. Debt isn't just about economics, it's about geopolitical power too. Take China. Through its Belt and Road Initiative, it has loaned over $1 trillion to developing countries. And most of these loans are linked to projects like ports, mines, power plants, railway stations, which Beijing can later influence or take control over. That's what we call debt trap diplomacy. We have made a detailed video on the same. Go check that out. The link would be in the description. On the other hand, take US. America itself is sitting under $35 trillion debt mountain. Yet the world still buys its bonds like candy. Why? Because the US debt is in dollars and the world still trusts dollars. That's America's secret weapon. It can borrow infinitely while the rest of us keep paying for it. So, what's next? If the debt keeps growing like this, we have two possible endings. First, mass defaults. Countries that can't pay simply stop paying, like Ghana or Sri Lanka. That causes political chaos and inflation spikes. Second, controlled inflation. Government quietly let the price rise so the real value of what they owe becomes smaller. That's what's happening right now globally. Inflation isn't just bad luck, it's policy. The World Bank says that without proper reforms, the debt could touch 115% of global GDP by 2027. And when that happens, it is not going to just impact the government, it will hit you. Higher EMIs, higher taxes, and even higher cost of living. Debt isn't just a finance term, it's literally the price tag on power. Every loan tells a story of survival, politics, or control. And at the end of the day, the one who controls the credit controls the world. So, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you found value in this, please don't forget to subscribe because we are going to break down geopolitics and economics in a way that actually makes sense for all of us. See you in the next one. Till then, stay happy, stay diplomatic. This is Deb This Side signing off. Peace.